Yes, my people. Yes, my people. Good night. Welcome to this episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. New subscribers, welcome. Returning subscribers, welcome back. Guys, rock and come over here so tonight. Because some serious question I forgot ask about that case here. And we must watch this one very closely. Even closer than Melissa, right? Because why? In Melissa's situation, we see everything. We have the forensic details, we have the cover up and everything. So in this one now, there's a lot of things we hide we need to come out. But rock and come in, guys. Yes, so I am here tonight. I told you guys that I would be back on Friday because I had to leave town. I'm not home. I'm still not home yet. But my day was finished a little early than yesterday and the day before since I've been out of town. So I say, you know what, let me just jump on here. So that's why I'm here today. Today, Thursday. Okay, I'm going back home tomorrow. So you guys, I am here. Yes, so call the people, them guys, and coming at this because Bunting have to go down today, guys. Bunting have to go down today, because we want to know all them the soldier there go in a Mr. Clarke house, go do that, and Bunting, as him come in, him a pardon the man them. And remember, this not happen under Bunting watch. So we make we go in right now. Uno like up the program and call some people. Make we get started here. So can we not each one this, look what me guys. Look this so. 21 time. Right? That means say this look like a shootout. Don't it? Yeah, man, make we talk about it. Make we talk about it. Because them are people corrupt, guys. Them are people corrupt, right? So, we're gonna talk some things right here, so. Yes. Now, Mr. Clarke, we're gonna tell you who Mr. Clarke is, first and foremost. Based on my intelligence. Because from this news break, my phone just a blow up, a blow up, a blow up, a blow up. Everybody I tell me how it go. I'm gonna share it with you now. Hold on there. Um, yeah, guys. So the information I may get is that this man here, when you're looking at on the screen, Mr. Keith Clarke. Mr. Keith Clarke was an accountant and a businessman. And I am told that Mr. Clarke is the uncle of Nigel Clarke. Anybody know if it's true? Wanna talk it in the comment right here. So I'm look on the comments. Big up on yourself, my people. Thank you for joining. Patrick, Joanne, Liz is in the house. Liz will come on pan this too. East Portland, big up yourself. Yeah. Because unago say this no make sense. And unago say Bunting a liar. You understand? The same look undercover thing with Sylvia. It me a pick up. Me I get a cover up vibe in this. Right? If anybody know if Mr. Clarke related to Nigel Clarke, when I talk in I comment, because that's the information I'm getting. And that he was related to a former member of parliament with the last name Clarke. I don't remember the first name. Rob Kennedy, who went to Holy Family Primary. Okay. Yeah, guys. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Jamaica Politics Uncovered. We're trying to uncover some things here. So tonight, guys, them take out this man here from 2010, and them hurry up and give pardon. Them hurry up and give pardon. And when you hear from the shout, guess what? The pardon is unconstitutional. Guys, you ever hear nothing go say yet? The pardon is unconstitutional. What they call it? Good faith certificate. Never in the history of Jamaica we ever see this happen. Right? Even America, we have a problem with like police brutality. You never see the state or the federal government or nobody again up good faith. Me not laugh, you know. Me not laugh because if the man wife never push, forget that's something I look into. The man don't get no justice. 3 soldier. No, here it go now. Me could start from the beginning. Me could start from a chronological in a chronological order over here. So big up on yourself, everybody. Like up a program and call the people them. I wanna come draw a long bench and sit down here so tonight. Go stay about an hour. Now this happened in 2010, as we know. The unrest came about when Bruce Golding was in office and the United States wanted to extradite Christopher Dodos Cook. Bangarang in a Jamaica, right? No matter which part you're there as a Jamaican, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad on one continent or another, we hear say Jesus Christ problem in a Jamaica we dead down here now. That is the phone call we get. That is the world news we see on our TV. The whole of we down here dead now because they want to lock up Dodos. So the people them down at Tivoli Garden, guys, wanna drag on a memory. The people them down at Tivoli, them say them not gonna away. Them go they go march and then go they go protest cause Bruce School and tell them to evacuate the place. They say they're not gonna away. Right? So when time the security forces them going there now with the when they go in there and move the barricade them and go in there at the end of the day when the dust settled, what did we hear? 76 civilians were unalive plus injured, and we hear say one soldier man was unalived. Right? Now, in the midst of all of that, before Dodos was apprehended, nobody never know shot him there. Them find Dodos in a wig and hat with a man, with a man the name again, Lord Jesus, me not remember that man the name. The Reverend. Yes, I him carrying Dodos. But somewhere along the way, 3 soldier man made their way to the home of Keith Clarke. This was 2010. Bruce Golding was still in office. 3 soldier men made their way into the house of Keith Clarke. And Dodos, them say them are going to look for you, don't it? Yeah, them say them gone for man hunt, gonna look for Dodos. Right? When them reach at the man yard, at this happen, see the man vehicle there? This is the man vehicle. And if you look good upon the house, you can say a bullet to the man house. Over 21 shot the man pick up in the people. Over 21. No state of emergency was in place. Yes, state of emergency was in place at the time. So I guess you could say under Jamaica standard, with a state of emergency, you must not need no warrant. Right? There was no knock at this man's door clearly. There was no warrant. Right? To me, it looked like said the soldier them just go there and turn it on. 2010, you know. Bruce Golding resigned from office. Dodos was carted away by the United States. Election call. Andrew Holness take over the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party, form the government in 2012. When the PNP formed the government, Portia appointed Bunting as the security minister and appointed Mark Golding as the justice minister. And in 2016, you see how much years that? From 2010, the man did, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 6 years later, Bunting decided that it was appropriate to give the man them what him call good faith pardon. Now it begs the question, what is the good faith and why Bunting rewarded them with this good faith pardon? Wanna tell me, guys, normally when time we see people I get pardon, we not see this happening in Jamaica. We not see no pardon no go on where there's a case of homicide. We not see that something in Jamaica. But let us say, based on what we know about what happens in other countries, we see pardon. Don't you just see pardon after somebody get convicted? Now, them the time they only see people pardon people when people don't go on trial already and get conviction. You can pardon somebody without them being called guilty. I want to take note of what going on, At this money I want to come back, in a government, You understand? Thank you for that information, Donovan. Keith Clarke is the member of parliament. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the information. Yes, Al Miller was the one who bring in Dodos. Howard, welcome to the platform. Welcome. So Al Miller was charged. Only know so Al Miller was charged for what did charge him get again? An obstruction of justice. Something to that effect. Some charge to that effect where they felt like he was perverse in the course of justice, I think it was. And Al Miller is still a reverend. Only know a Jamaica so the thing go. Yeah. No. If this did not happen underneath the PNP government, guys, listen good. Listen good, If this never happened under PNP government, right? If the incursion, the manhunt, and the death of Mr. Clarke did not happen under the PNP government, what business of Bunting was it to come in at the end of his term as security minister and come pardon the soldier man them? They were charged, Somebody explain it to me, Because I never tell nobody say me are the genius, Me not fool, But me not genius. But I want somebody explain it to me and tell me what business of it was Bunting. Bunting had to come and pardon these soldiers. Remember, in the incursion, 76 labor rights dead in a Tivoli Garden. 76. And I own nothing kill them. And no civilians do it. A law enforcement. Plus the injured. And to the point where some people, me hear people talk, say, them not sorry for them because they were told to evacuate and they didn't evacuate. And in truth and in fact, guys, yes, they were told to evacuate. And I remember Bruce Golding was going to send Bosco down there to take them out of Tivoli because there was going to be an incursion. Them never leave. Them stay down there. Them go protest. Remember them in an all-white protest. Why Bunting would have pardon this man? Why Bunting would have pardon the 3 soldier them? Why? Remember we hear the argument say, them say Bunting, when them a talk about link with gunman or whatsoever, we hear say Bunting no really link with gunman. When we are talk about gunman, we are talk about the people them. We're from the inner city. We are done on them something there. Allegedly, guys, they say Bunting link with the rogue law enforcement people them, which makes him more dangerous. That is what the information is allegedly. So me have to talk, cause me I wonder to myself, say if Bunting did somehow connected with these soldiers. For true. Look where him sign. And then now, here comes the other interesting part of this. No, me have to take bad things make laugh. Yeah, man, me have to take bad things make laugh. Because after all of that, we are going to hear say, the pardon, null and void and unconstitutional. So you see why this have to go courthouse? It's not Paula Lulin say it, guys. It's the constitutional court says so, Because this a case are going from how long? And the soldier them, they have been hanging on. They have been hanging on with their legal representatives to hope that this pardon would have held up. Well, no, the Constitutional Court says no. It's invalid. And therefore, these 3 soldiers, they have a case to answer to at trial. Who never seen nothing like this in Jamaica yet? I'm going to read something and tell you now. Hold on. The man where did a carry in Dodos, Almila. The soldier and the police, them never gonna do him nothing. It now make sense, guys. The soldier and the police, them never do Almila nothing. Them never find Almila when Almila and Dodos were together. But them reaching at this man house. And this is what happened. Me all wonder if a Bunting tell the soldier them, give the soldier them the intelligence to go up on a man yard, Me I wonder, guys, if a Bunting. Because when you hear the US ambassador come out, come say, Bunting is a mischievous informer. Remember the former US ambassador, Donald Tapia, come tell Jamaica and the world, say, Bunting is a mischievous informer. And him also said it to the senators them in Washington, D.C. And that's how Darrell Vaz get back in visa. So yes, me have to wonder to myself if a Bunting go prips off the thing and say, Ray, and make the man them end up at this man your yard. So when him come in now, him give them a pardon. We need to hear how it really go at trial for true. Because this not safe. Let me read some of my comments there. May I come there? Hold on. Hi Sandra, good evening and welcome. Electro, good evening. On a Friday, man, sure. You come late. Me explain to the people them I get already why I'm here and how I'm here on Thursday. Okay? Guys, I am out of town. That's why I never come on. The lot for the week we're gone here. Right? Cause I know a spring break and I have a teenager. So, we're out of town. But today was a good day. Usually when we get up and eat the road, we not come back in till late because we have to do everything. But today was a quiet day, so I got in early and I said let me jump on here. Because with this revelation today, a lot of people never know say the pardon where Bunting pardon the soldier them, it was unconstitutional. Because as me say my phone I blow up from morning. A lot of people said they didn't know. How is this going to trial? I didn't know that the pardon was unconstitutional. When did that happen? Keith Clarke was said to be an accountant and bookkeeper with a lot of paper trail that can connect all who was in business transaction with Mr. Cork. Yes, Electro, yes, that's one of the information that we may get to today. Say, Keith Clarke was an accountant, a businessman. Something in a something, man. Something wrong. When you have corrupt law enforcement in a country, there is no way justice will be served. Them love money and sell out in the blink of an eye. Guys, let me just tell you straight. Let me just be honest with you and tell you straight. You see from Bunting involved in it, something is very wrong and corrupt about it. Me not ask Christ. From Peter Bunting is involved in it, something corrupt about it. Something corrupt about it. And this is what the country needs to hear and why a trial is so important. Okay? And when the trial start, we don't want the journalists them in the country to get locked out. We want it to televise. And I think Bunting should have to testify. What do you think, guys? I feel him to testify because him say him acted on legal advice. Him acted on legal advice. That means they don't want this to go no trial. They don't want it to go no further. "21 shot the man get, And Bunting come right and sign paper. Say my pardon the soldier them. And the soldier them not get found guilty by a court of law. Right? There is no result of what happened. But he was quick to pardon them to avoid all of that process. When a citizen was executed in this way, God, Jesus, man. I could have anyone on no uncle, Yes, I could have anyone on no uncle. I could have anyone on no grandfather. Them people here, guys. Jamaica people must not trust them. Somebody call me today and say, but wait, I so much shot them making Mr. Clarke. No, something wrong. Something wrong. Good night, Sophie. Something is very wrong. Him need to come talk what kind of legal advice. According to him say, because I was a state of emergency, the man them could have get a pardon. This not add up to me. In a no state of emergency, me live in America. Right? Well, would I say a little more developed, sophisticated, where crime stuff and judicial stuff are concerned. You think the state of emergency could have gone in my county or my district or my neighborhood, and this happened to me, and the chief security in my ear contact about said them a pardon. Them a pardon. You crazy? Somebody left a comment. I want to read that comment here. Bunting cannot be trusted, guys. That's the problem. The person said, if you're talking about the same Peter Bunting that refused to accept defeat in the election, same Peter Bunting that refused to sign the Integrity Commission's leadership commitment document, same Peter Bunting who refused the House Speaker's instruction to stand down and follow the order in the Senate when he wanted to complete Mark Golding's budget speech that he wrote. Same Peter Bunting whose wife refused to talk to investigators about Melissa Silvera's murder. Yes, it's the same Peter Bunting. The same Peter Bunting who nearly killed him leader when the man beat him in the internal election. Him don't abide by no rules. Him think him bigger than the rules. He's a malignant narcissist. Yes, it's the same Peter Bunting. Oh, you must see a man execute like that. And you have come talk about say, don't get me wrong, guys. Me no anti-police or anti-soldier, Me respect the JCF and the JDF, and me have family members in both branches of law enforcement in Jamaica. So respect affiju to the security apparatus of the country. But the truth of the matter is, me could talk about that part here. The truth of the matter is, guys, you see in Jamaica, the JCF and the JDF under the colonial masters them never create that something for the Jamaican people, They never create this for the Jamaican people, Them created this to work for the colonialists, Okay? So when them come talk about say, with emergency powers, you can pardon a soldier man, I ever call it good faith. Good faith, You ever call it a good faith certificate. Remember saying, it's not a situation where another country and Jamaica in a war and the soldier them go in a war and then go perform good and ray, whether they analyze people or not, and then come back home heroic. Another situation there, The soldiers executed their own citizens. Yes. So what kind of good faith is that? Peter Bunting must come tell Jamaica what he considers good faith. And this is why I say, Mr. Keith Clarke's wife, she gonna need protection. If they not have her in a protection already, them are gonna need to put that woman in a protection, because Bunting is hell-bent, delusional and all, same going to be the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. And anybody who get in a them way, it's just like how when Silvera killed Melissa and then cover it up, and they don't want to talk to police and everything, and them know say a woman dead viciously, and I want to their own do it. You know why they did that? Because they had an election to win. Yes, them have an election to win. So right now with this this can look very bad on Bunting when this go to trial. Right? When this go to trial, and the soldier them can't explain, because the soldier them not deny say them responsible for the mandate, Then lawyer not deny that, All them lawyer depend is that them have immunity, means that them exempt from any form of legal responsibility. So now that the Constitutional Court ruled and said that the immunity is unconstitutional, null and void, which Bunting wrote, what is there going to be their defense? Guys, make sure so una tap up the like button and una invite your friends to come hear this. What is going to be their defense? Paula Llewellyn, if you see the upload I made earlier, Paula Llewellyn told the media today that the Crown is ready to proceed with the trial. Hold on there, guys. Mr. from Bunting United it corrupt. From Bunting United, guys, it corrupt. I want to read on something here, so. This is an article from 2021, February 2021. It's titled, Soldiers Continue Immunity Fight in Keith Clarke Killing. So, I guess their lawyer depended solely on the immunity that Bunting write and sign. It says the 3 soldiers implicated in Keith Clarke's murder continue their fight in the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal them reach, as they seek to have the Constitutional Court ruling that the immunity certificates were null and void set aside. Instead, the soldiers want the High Court to rule that the good faith certificates were constitutional and valid. You see, when I hear that term, the good faith certificate, on what grounds was it good faith? What grounds? You can't go let off how much rounds per man premises. You one of your own civilian and call that good faith. Me not care what the circumstances. Clarke was shot 21 times inside his Kirkland Close home in Red Hills, St. Andrew, on May 27, 2010, during a police military operation aimed at capturing then fugitive drug kingpin Christopher Dodos Coke. The certificates, which were given to Corporal Buckley, Lance Corporal Tingling, and Private Arnold Henry in 2016 by then National Security Minister Peter Bunting, 4 years after they were charged with Clarke's murder, were expected to grant them immunity from prosecution. But in February 2020, the Constitutional Court ruled that the immunity certificates were invalid, null and void, and that the soldiers should stand trial after Clarke's wife, Claudette, challenged the legality of the documents. The Supreme Court judges also ruled that the certificates were unconstitutional, manifestly unfair, and unreasonable based on the circumstances in which they were issued. The court also ruled that certificates did not prevent the DPP from mounting a criminal case. That means that for all we know, those certificates could have been bogus. It could have been bogus. Because if you have the Constitutional Court using all these adjectives, unfair, unconstitutional, manifestly, unreasonable, based on the circumstances in which they were issued. You cannot do that. A person lost their life. A person who you cannot say that the person was committing a crime. The person was in their residence. You say you go on a police operation. What did you observe? What caused you to pull your weapon and do all of them judgment upon the man? Them something have wickedness. Let me tell you something. You say if I did Almila yeah this and then do this, me still would have a problem with it. Because you don't need to do this to apprehend somebody. Right? 3 soldier, you know. You don't need to do this. Guys, them of us saying we say we're not all free. No one is free until everybody free or something like that. You see, if this can happen, if we don't look on which part Mr. Clarke it live, remember I no ghetto the man live, you know. And a regular ghetto people go through them sitting here, you know. Right? No come out of it. I no ghetto this man live. The man live in a one decent neighborhood up already. And I update them, go do that. Bunting and a fool, you know. When I say man a fool, I mean him is a political dunce, really. Right? And his narcissism often gets in his way. But when you see him go pardon these soldiers in a situation like this one, it is my view that there is something corrupt behind it and Bunting is a part of it. I just the truth. I am going based on the things then what the Constitutional Court said. Let me finish read it and tell you now. Constitutional pardon. Hold on, I'm going to reach a part there yet. Wait there. It says here, consequently, the soldiers sought leave to challenge the ruling, and last May were granted permission to challenge the lower court's ruling. So they were allowed to pursue justice for themselves in their own way. Nobody never robbed them of that. Constitutional pardon. They are now seeking to have the High Court rule that the lower court's decision infringed on the soldier's constitutional right. Oh God Almighty, yeah. Now, guys, which constitutional right was infringed upon for the soldiers? Defense attorney Michael Hilton QC argued that the certificates of indemnity offered a constitutional pardon of sorts, insulating them from being tried. Quote, there is immunity granted subject to the proof of lack of good faith, and the court is being asked to take away that immunity, even if they acted in good faith. When look here, me no want to bring down the soldier them, guys. That is not my intention, right? And honest to God, if me did feel like say them soldier here, did I do what them supposed to do? Oftentimes when our soldier and our police them go out there go up on operation, they're working on directions, You understand? So if me did feel like say them soldier really and truly did I act in a good faith in seeking Dodos, would have say, oh God. Right? But even during a state of emergency, you can't just start fire while shot on them something there and do them something here. So it's not so it go. Suppose every time you hear say operation, I saw it going to Jamaica. No, you can't do that. Support children did in the house. You can't do that. Among the grounds of appeal that the judges erred in, not giving due regard to whether the good faith certificates infringed the principle of separation of powers and were therefore ultra vires, null and void. The appeal also suggests that the judges erred in law by their failure to recognize that a delay in issuing the certificates of immunity was not a breach of any constitutional provision or principle. The certificates were issued after the state of emergency expired. One year, guys. The mandate 2010 and a 2016, Bunting, the smartest man in the world, 2016, him give the man them the certificate. Talk about Johnny come lately. This is serious, man. This is very serious. Nobody should want to have a security force. Hold on, let me lift up that person here from half of the page. A person needs some help for come after this. Now I'm angry like Derek over here, so you know, who this? Where your name right there, so? Now I'm angry like Derek over here. Come after this, John Crow. Yeah. Yeah, so what if a question for answer? I feel like Bunting for go up on trial too. As a God. This man has caused so much destruction. In a Jamaica. In a the politics. In a party. Eh? This man is me no know, but this man is cursed. This man is a curse upon the land. Everything him do wrong, sir. Crime for solving a Jamaica. The man got ball in front of the police them. Yeah, what I know. In a real life, you know. Go cry in front of the police them and attack when want the pastor them for help him. And him want this for help him and divine intervention. And when him say him back against the wall, him can't do nothing. And no result now come. Him and Mark Golden go Brooklyn, New York. Go tell lie pan Kartel. Yes, I lie them tell pan Kartel. Over here, so we know no Gaza. But the truth of the matter is Kartel was incarcerated because he wasn't on trial during that time. He never faced trial yet. Kartel was facing a homicide charge. Nothing but no scamming. Nobody never call Kartel scammer. He never charged for no scamming. The man sing a song about scamming and reparation. People sing about sex and all kind of same thing. Where you gonna go lock them up every time one woman get raped, you gotta go lock up the man who sing about sex, you're not idiot. So them carry Kartel face and carry him song go to presentation to the diaspora and go tell the diaspora say a Kartel and the music cause scamming and a promote scamming because they together collectively as security minister and justice minister scamming started under their leadership as security and justice ministers, and there was nothing that they could have done to stop it. So them take poor people picnic who was facing a homicide charge and carry him, go to the diaspora and say, see him the diaspora, they lock him up for homicide. And at him response for the scamming in the country. At him make scamming a go up. Kartel. And this one said to the audience, he is now housed at one of my correction facilities in Jamaica. This piece of crap on the see so. Eh? Where mama get him from, man? You know, I post a video there with you know. And some people come on the video and them understood exactly what I was saying. And you had a look of few, 1 and 2 people that come and say, well, Kartel do this and Kartel do that. And Bunting was right. What was Bunting right about? Bunting wasn't right about nothing. He was trying to do a international smear campaign on Kartel, who was vulnerable being on a homicide charge. Me not take up for Kartel. Me not, you never see me out here talk about free Kartel? No. I don't come out here taking up for Kartel. What I am talking about is his abuse of power. You cannot be going on an international smear campaign against a person, taking them picture, a citizen, a civilian, who is before the court. You take their picture and their music and go make presentation to a group of citizens overseas and all over the world, and I go tell the people them say, other mania, I create scamming, I promote scamming, I make scamming and go on and you put up the school children and them uniform and say, no, when the people them hear them song here. You can't do that. That's not right. It's not right. And I just the truth. Anybody can sing whatever the hell they want to sing, say. From, come out here and sing about inappropriate activities with children. They can sing anything where you want to sing, say. You think every dancehall music me listen to? Me not listen to every dancehall song. I find some of them to be disgusting. But that is no indictment on the people who are singing the songs. No. That's their art. That's their craft. I have the freedom to not listen to it or let my child listen to it. So how dare this man take Kartel and Gaza, Kim or Slim or which one name, care the people them in my Mark Golden. You saw them do Jamaican people. They don't love Jamaican people. Them are straight victimizers. The same thing Sylvia do. Sylvia come out and say, look there. At them talk about peace and crime and see the one the before the court for this and before the court for that. And Sylvia kill Melissa. Him and them cover it up. And I walk beside opposition leader. I say Jamaica want a new politics. Jamaica need a new politics. So them wicked man never come out of parliament. All who are murderer. To come out of parliament and all who cover it up. And send soldier to kill man to come out of parliament. Then too wicked. I just the truth. Let me read some of my comment here. So from night, may I try text. I'ma just get clearance now. Oh, who shall I block you from? I don't know who shall I block you from, sir. You talk on this and you shall I block you from. Who shall I block you from? Talk and tell me. Yeah, man, a long time I do wickedness. And that's why when the ambassador from America exposed him, nobody never sorry for him. Because everybody knows him wicked from morning and now evening. Me see, when Norman Ann, who was appointed to the Senate, did I try to become a senator? You know what Bunting do? Bunting make him friend them out at airport. Tell him Norman Ann travel itinerary and him immigration status. And come ball it out and tell the people him. You hear? When you see Norman Ann nobody in a war with him, you must know say Norman Ann probably knows the Bunting them a killer. I just the truth. Corruption them For I look on Bunting, you know saying corrupt. Everybody knows saying corrupt. And this is why the people them refuse him to be the leader of the PNP and then fling him out of central Manchester. Everybody know what he's capable of. He's not emotionally intelligent. And everything when they always blow up in his face. What Bunting issues was a certificate of immunity. But how does that factor into the law? Did Bunting give the man them a legal document? Because if that legal document was tested in our courts and the Constitutional Court come back and say, what me tell you earlier what they say, that means that what him give them is not a legal document, you know. It cannot be a legal document. Because it cannot pass the test of the Constitution. It no make sense. Bunting only want to. I mean, I tell you, man. I want real Satan, you know. I want real vampire when I look on you, you know. I don't know where him getting brain cells them from. Him have a style when him feel like say. Him like gather information from people. Or when a false information, Jesus Christ. Or when him not have no information, he make it up and gather it from people. And come show about people say them are criminal and them are this and them are that. That's what that dirty man has stay. Yes, are the truth. And him like to use that against people. People who are winning. People who may not have supported him. That's the kind of shit that he does. So somehow the way that they are talking about Mark Gold in this and Mark Gold in that. This is who is going to have in the security ministry. To gather information pound now, no family man can kill you now. We no stay in our sense. Them say by their deeds you shall know them. Hey here. By their deeds we shall know them. Uno show me where Bunting do as security minister to enhance the safety and security of the Jamaican citizens. Him not no style, him not do nothing. Nothing at all him don't do. Them kill the woman for win local government election, but it backfired on them. Yes, man, I called them. I'm the cult leader. They say married in cousin. The woman whenever want to talk to the police, them Anushka and cousin. I don't know. Dwight Nelson was a JLP Minister of National Security. So why him never write the immunity? Why him never do the immunity when it happened? Yeah, what the Constitutional Court can say? The Constitutional Court said that Bunting come do this 6 years after. If Dwight Nelson never do it, and he was the sitting Minister of National Security, why Bunting come do it? The only response to that when me can say what makes sense is that Bunting look like say him and them soldier man have some kind of connection. Him do them a favor. Him rescue them, him help them out. He must save them from prosecution. Why? And not because him love police and soldier. Come and talk to police and soldier Jamaica we say they don't like him, you know. Kinda no manners. Them same when him was security minister and walk past the people, them not even good morning. Then don't like him. And worse, Franny come ball. Franny come ball and make them look incompetent like him. Then don't like him. Guys, make sure so una like up the live. Yeah, make sure so una like up the live. So when you see certain people take with themselves from around them, is because them know they're capable of. This is the politics we don't need in Jamaica. We want to have a politics where people are not afraid to offer themselves. We want a politics where people are not afraid of politicians and that they will do wickedness beyond belief, unspeakable wickedness. That's the kind of politics we want in Jamaica. These riffraffs need to leave the politics and make Jamaica people them determine their own future and their destiny. Because you see where the politics come to now? You see where politics come to? Man buy political party for $10 million. When they can't get no traction and can't get no support, them turn election deniers. And when they're ready, them a cover up homicide, a kill woman and they sitting there. I go to man, woman, I call up woman name and make man baby mother and baby get dash way. We don't need them in politics in Jamaica. The best thing Jamaica people them can do is get rid of the last two man them from the Finsack era. Because them are the gangster capitalists them in Jamaica we think them entitled. Them call themselves Tapanaris and nobody call them so. And them come tell Jamaica people them say them are Tapanaris. Right? Yes. I don't know see them wrestle the party and buy out the poor people them for $10 million. This is not what we want in Jamaica. That's why when I hear some people talk. Remember, you know, me no big Andrew Wilson supporter, you know. Everybody know that, you know. But when time I hear some people in the Rise movement that call Andrew Wilson corrupt. Want to tell me what Andrew Wilson do that is corrupt, we can stand up to anything where them people are do corrupt. From the 90s, okay, from Finsack time, want to come tell me what Andrew Wilson has done that is corrupt, that can stand against them, yeah? Tell me. Me is not a supporter of Andrew Wilson. So you say anybody must come over here talk call them something, I black on for this. When you don't come brand me. Me not call. Right? Cause right here now, when me see Juliet Owens in the speaker position, and what she do to that woman there, the clerk of the house. When you know so the clerk of the house is a liar. She's a liar, you know. At 30 years she in there work for. So what could she have done for Juliet Owens come embarrass her like that? And what does Juliet Owens knows about the House of Parliament? What Miss Curtis does not know as a lawyer and somebody who has been the CEO of the Parliament for the last 30 years. Juliet Owens come down from there. Me not talk with water in my mouth. So nobody can come over here so can talk about Andrew Owens and Labour, right? Me say if I ever see one of them comment they are black or no, we can fast. Them know themselves and who me attack. Don't come over here with that. When you can go on the other channel them with it because I know say nowadays when you don't used to seeing vloggers coming out here come talking truth without being on one side and or the other. Me no giant cult. Right? If me see a political party or a leader or a politician where I do good, me go say them I do good. Me not go free for say because me no want nobody cause say oh she a liberator or PNP. No. Me go say them I do good. So the word corruption is a buzzword for Dunce's to react to. Yeah, me know. Mark Golden same come with clean hands. And I want to know which part because in the Finsack debacle, Mark Golden talk out time out say he was the financial engineer. He was the financial engineer. And he go in a PNP because Omar Davis carry him in there. So after him engineer Finsack with Omar rewarded him. Carry him in a PNP go introduce him to Portia. Give him the CFS PNP seat for sit down, you know. And him come beat him chest in front poor people and tell them, say, him a tap on Harris. And him want Jamaica for elect him, for make him surround himself with him tap on Harris friend them for run the country, right? You see, Jamaica people, one must not take insult for invitation. Know that. Do not take insult for invitation. Man can come beat them chest in a poor people face, come talk about them a tap on Harris and don't make them Finsack money already. And I can talk about give them country for run, make them put them tap on Harris friend round. No, say a styling thing. Him basically I tell no say only not ready for come around me. Not even the member of parliament them who would have been elected with him to the parliament. Him no want around him. Him want the tap on Harris them around him. Wanna show me the tap on Harris them in a parliament. How much of them in there? How much stop and arresting at the parliament? Mark Golden is telling the masses of the country, say, is the 1% him want around him to help him run the country. Him never talk with water in him out. So how me know? Oh, a nice clean girl like me we go to school for come out here and tell him say for support this man here. And the under 1 year. I could have come telling him that. Well on them I call this. My connection are more shaky, you know, at this location where I am. Let me see. When people show you who they are, believe them. Let me see if this will work for me. All right. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go mute for like 20 seconds while I grab something. 1 second here. Yeah, guys. Maybe I have to grab my other charger. All right. Somebody out here have to be neutral, you know, guys. Liz.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Yes, what go on here now?
Oh, only for things that wrong.
So, me sure say here to the parlor will him come out, come say the trial involving the soldier them and Mr. Keith Clarke will go on. This are going from 2010, right? So
Yes.
now we are here say the piece of document where Bunting'S sign, all right, and give the soldier man them 6 years later, where you said unconstitutional, it is null and void, all sort of something. And it's the sole piece of document where the soldier man them are depend upon from 2016, right, to help them avoid prosecution. The document come lick up in a brick wall.
Okay, you're finished, right?
Yeah, man.
If you, before, good night, everybody. Before we get into that, could we all remember in our prayers we lost 2 brothers? I think they were twins. Taz and his brother. Brother died yesterday, and his mother was on her way to America. And then she was waiting on Taz to take her to the airport to catch the flight. And Taz died today in the doctor's office. So the James brothers, who when Taz was a very good PMP worker, he was a constant secretary of 4-term MP Natalie.
Rest in peace to Taz. When always see Taz a dance, he's a PNP activist. Always a dance on every set youth. So rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah. No, on the matter of Bunting, there's a little bit of history that we should sort of look at first. Clarke, the program. Remember, and Clarke, the brother of Keith, uncle to President Finance Minister Nigel. owned that factory, and he won his seat in 1989 and was given the Ministry of Industrial Commerce and Trade, something that effect. Bunting came and won in 1993 and instantaneously, because of who he is and thinking that he's entitled like his sidekick, Golden, he was demanding a ministry. And I think it was Clarke's ministry. And he was told by the Peter taking over that no, you cannot be thrown into any ministry. You just you have to wait and learn the ropes, and never like that. But it was in the street rumor that it was supposed to have been Clarke that they lived near, I think. But the soldier went to the wrong house. Because by then now Clarke had retired from government because there was some problem.
Wait, so the soldier them went into the wrong house?
Yes, because that is what we heard in the streets and among comrades. That Bunting ambition started pushing out his darker side, and there was some Clarke wasn't taking any of his BS. And so after doing about 2 terms, Keith's brother retired. And it's chocolate factory, and then I don't know what that man went under. But from the first of all, and also Peter Bunting was shadowing Dr. Phillips because he was comparing himself in terms of intellect, etc. So where Peter walked, Dr. Phillips walked, he tried to follow by pushing his foot in his shoe, General Secretary, then Minister of National Security. But Dr. Phillips, fortunately for the PMP Jamaica, was married to a KC, a lawyer, brilliant lawyer. Bunting now decided to use, he had nothing to offer and gained nothing as Minister of National Security. So this was the opportunity to attach himself to the coattail of what had happened in that Doris was successfully apprehended, but the lives lost. It was over 120 people lost their lives in more than 70 years.
See, I got 140 when Emily Shields asked him.
Persons were murdered actually before the operation went into swing. Persons were desirous of leaving, and they were murdered. Everybody went in and saw the body.
So Liz, if Bunting was not the security minister at the time when this whole thing come down, why is it that him take up himself after the security minister who was there before him did not offer no partner, no immunity, and no good faith, this and that? Why him take up himself to do that 6 years later?
Because, as I was indicating, he was riding on the coattail, trying to get some sort of glory out of what had transpired. And so he thought that by signing this pardon for these soldiers, it would give him a momentum, a lift, and push him further towards his dream being powered. But the major player, the Ministry of Justice, was supposed to have been Dorothy Lightburn. And if you remember, Dorothy Lightburn did not immediately sign off on the extradition situation.
Well,
much later.
The Minister of Justice, under which administration? Under, at the time, Bruce or under Portia when Bunting signed the thing? You talk about under Bruce.
Under Bruce was Dorothy, and Dorothy was the one who should have done all of those things. Her ministry is a key ministry. That the Justice Ministry, at the time of the extradition signing, she had put up resistance, and then Bruce Colin got calls, and Secretary of State Clinton flew in, and then he called Dorothy until I was signed. So any signing up in a pardon should be done between Dorothy Lightburn and Nelson, was Minister of Justice and Minister of National Security.
And at the time when it happened, right?
Yeah, 2010 up to then. 2011. No way, no how, at no time should Peter Bunting have done such a thing of signing any pardon document for the soldiers, because this was 6 years after. So and he knew it.
So was Mark Golding as the Justice Minister? Him should have did sign off on it too, don't it? I feel so.
Yeah.
If Bunting as the Security Minister, I got do but he wasn't the Justice Minister. So me not understand me people, yeah. So Mark, let me look on the paper again. Let me look on the document and see if Mark Golding's signature there on it. No, sir. You know they love sign letter. I'm saying go give Governor General. I wonder if the governor wait there. Wait there. So the Governor General named the right here, so. They said action were undertaken by the named member of the security forces during the existence of the emergency period declared by, okay. What he's saying here, where the Governor General is mentioned, he was talking about the declaration of the state of emergency when Dodos and the incursion happened. I thought for a moment before I read it that it said the Governor General somehow affirmed this document here. So this document is coming solely from the Ministry of the National Security. But this cannot stand up to the Constitution, because you see what the Constitutional Court can say, it invalid and null and void, unconstitutional.
Yeah.
I see him so them fudge it. I see him so them fudge the resignation letter of Dr. Phillips and sign it, you know. Jesus Christ.
Good. So you see, it all comes down to Bunting illusionary mind, delusional, very sick, skewed mind, wanting to be prime. So what he was doing is actually inserting himself in, because by the time PNP won the 2011 election, you know, and come to office, the state of emergency was already lifted by the outgoing, I think Bruce Golding had lifted it.
Long time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So no way now, 6 years after you, Peter Bunting, should have done so, and I am sure it was unilaterally done. It did not bring the attention of the cabinet, because the Minister of Defense for the soldier also should have played a role, and Minister of Defense is the Prime Minister, right? And Portia didn't sign the pardon thing either, because the Minister of Defense, under who the JDF must play a role, Minister of Defense, Minister of Justice. That must play a role. So it seems as if he took a lawyer friend, commercial lawyer friend, Golding, and then unilaterally make decision as if he was Prime Minister at the time, and then sign this thing. That's why the court ruling is so
profound.
Effective.
Yes.
Profound. And the DPP now has a very solid case, because all action here is suggesting an action of unilateralism and illegality. Because Bunting is not a lawyer, Mark Golding is a commercial lawyer, and none of them consulted with the office of the Prime Minister, under who the Ministry of Defense falls, and under who the JDF falls also. So he was acting as Prime Minister, he was acting as Minister of Justice, and he was acting as Minister of National Security. He was making the decision as if he was the Prime Minister of Jamaica, which is dangerous. That is how far he would go.
Mighty God. Then Liz,
I'm in trouble, big trouble.
I'm in a big trouble for true. But Liz, when time the soldier them come hear this now, say the operation where them go on or get sent for go on, when them come hear this, say the document about thing give them a sign, say, wanna go on, you not go on the prosecution. So no immunity here. When them and their lawyer come hear now, say this null and void. What the hell?
If you seriously consider the Constitution, you know, and that the fact that the Ministry of Defense falls in the office of the Prime Minister always has that ministry and is responsible for the JDF. If the DPP is serious, my little layman knowledge tell me that I may have no other like. If the DPP is serious, treason charges can be laid against Bunting.
How? How?
Yeah, man, because as I said earlier, it would mean, or it would seem on the surface from a layman perspective that he took a decision as if he was a Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice.
Oh, Jesus.
And then by what you call it now, back at the hand style, him go have a chat with him friend, the commercial lawyer who was in 2016 in the Ministry of Justice from the Senate. So if the lawyers, if the DPP office really does have a thing on the April scale, him can be charged. Him can be charged for treason. Because if the Constitutional Court and the other court says this pardon is illegal and unconstitutional, him can be charged for treason or him signing.
Mighty God. Why a man will take up himself gun 6 years later?
What? Eh?
No, I just can't get over the fact that he chose to do this 6 years later.
6 years later. And what he would have done also, he would have been attempting to overthrow. He would have been attempting. He would have been attempting to overthrow the entire state, overthrow by signing this pardon for them. He would have been attempting to overthrow the cabinet, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Justice. Right? That from layman's term, just a layman's term, you can get lawyers to help us understand more. But just from layman's term, I understand, reading some of the Constitution, it was almost an attempt, another coup by him to overthrow the chain of command.
Yes, that's important. But you know, she said, it look like some man holding outsmart him because here what? Him as the Justice Minister never signed it. He never signed it.
I don't think it's outsmart enough, but some legal mind was advising Mark William not to. Because they knew the person who would possibly advise William, don't like Bunting neither and see this as an opportunity to get rid of him. Right. So
Mighty God.
Mark giving brilliant legal advice, don't sign it because it is all Bunting's illusion of using it as a stepping stone to get nearer to his dream of becoming Prime Minister. But this trial is going to be very interesting.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. You know, if you say, go understand, go talk, we don't know how the DPP is going to conduct our lead. You don't know what she's going to do, but I am sure he has to be called to the stand because this is action. The court of the land has ruled that his actions are illegal, unconstitutional, mean it's illegal. And if that is so... No, man, him for charge. Him for get charged. Somebody asks, say, can Bunting be charged for issuing the immunity when it is wrong? Me don't know, but yes. The point what I am making though is that the document that Bunting gave the men, it was a document signed by him as the security minister. It cannot be, if you get in a document like that, it cannot be a document used as a defense in a case of homicide.
And 6 years after the fact.
No, sir. Something wrong, man. I feel like for them for charge him.
He came in, he won his seat in 1993. Clarke was there before him. And one of the things that happened when he came and saw, he wanted me instantaneously to be placed in a ministry. And then Prime Minister PG said to him, no, you must wait, learn the ropes and wait. And when you learn and have enough experience, then, but him couldn't wait. And him not think him shouldn't wait because I'm a Peter Bunting and him right and him have money and him rub shoulder with, etc. etc. He thought he knew it all. And so he took.
And nobody has ever exposed him like the American ambassador, Donald Tapia. Other man, they expose him, you know. I met the people, them sister, no man. The man is too wicked. I expose him and give back the man them visa. Come talk already say, you are never going to see in Jamaica history again. Ministers of government or MPs get them visa take away by the US and get it back. You're not going to see that again.
But listen, there was a case also of a Aruban, a man born in Aruba, who was a high-profile drug dealer international. QUROW or something like that. That gentleman had filed, I don't know what happened to the case. National security again, because as I said, remember the major role in the extradition signing came out of the Ministry of Justice at the time. It was Liper. Now, when Cole was extradition situation was being handled again and signed up on by Bunting, and Cole challenged it, but I don't know what we haven't heard anymore. That case, the man born in Curacao, one of the Dutch-speaking islands in the Caribbean, and the man was extradited based on the documents signed by Bunting, but he challenged it, I think, on the same premise that Bunting was not the one who was supposed to do so. But I don't know what happened to that. But Bunting is in trouble if I'm understanding my layman understanding of the Constitution and the ruling of the courts. Bunting is in serious trouble.
Yeah, Muffin is serious trouble, because you know what that does too? That also delays the course of justice, because it's that so-called immunity letter where him alone and God know about. When him go sign it 6 years later, that is why the trial has not gone on, because the soldiers and their attorneys, they have been using that and depending on it and using it as a defense to get them away from prosecution. So this man has robbed the dead man and his family of a speedy trial and justice. This is serious.
Painful, yes, and he died brutal. But also what it has done, it has helped us in the country in terms of our national Ministry of Justice, Ministry of National Security, and it's that even though it's how much years after, we can now still see that the matter can be adjudicated in front of the courts. How it will proceed now is going to be and I am hoping all the nation pays attention and all law students pays attention, because this is a very interesting case. One of the things you mentioned earlier, Peter Bunting action in going to the United States and what you call it now, enhancing the situation in terms of scamming and doing what he did to Vybz Kartel. I was surprised that Vybz Kartel defense lawyers did not use that, you know.
Of course, them could have used it.
He actually tampered with the justice system by doing that, because the man at the time was not charged for scamming or at any time. He was detained or arrested on another matter, and Bunting illegally took a citizen of the country picture and enhanced it in a forum, if another song.
And play the man's song, and play the whole song in front of the people them.
And he influenced
the public.
Influenced the charging and trial of Vybz Kartel.
Him influenced the jury them. From the jury them, him influenced the jury, him bias the jury them, and bias the whole country and the international community against Kartel. Remember, that is no defense of Kartel in what he was found guilty of. Okay?
No, man.
We are talking about something different now. We are talking about the scamming where they that get away in the country, where Bunting did not know how to manage. So him just take a one man who is a scapegoat who there before the court and just go run a smear campaign pan the man and say, him is what him say, they like him that say the menaces to society in a Jamaica. Like he was on a campaign to get out the menace. Him are the biggest political menace.
Yeah, and you see, he was never ever thinking of the country, of the national security system or the justice system.
Mm-hmm.
He was always thinking, I am Peter Bunting, I must be Prime Minister of Jamaica. It was never ever, none of his actions. That's why I'm saying, if the DPP really, really sit down and thoroughly prepare the matter, Peter Bunting can be charged in this Keith Clarke case. Can be charged for treason.
I hope so. I really do, because what he did, I'm looking at that document, and I at first, when I get the document this evening, I thought that you would have seen a seal, a seal of the country or some justice business, where you see the seal at the bottom of the document, but a film signature alone, the panny. Him alone make the decision. February.
As if he was the Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice.
February 22. When was the election again? In 2016, you remember?
Oh, it was February 25th, February 25th, 2016.
And he signed the document February 22, 20. No, man, Liz, this is bigger than what we know right here. So, Bunting signed the document February 22, 3 days before election.
Right, because he was playing the role of him, if PMP win, him would have want probably go to the members of parliament to make him the Prime Minister.
You're there.
It was always a coup is minus Q, and it was always an attempt. He was always looking at ways, no matter how dangerous it was, breaking the law and abusing the Constitution. Him not busy with that. He wanted to be Prime Minister, and so he would go to any length. And that's why I'm saying the Mighty Diamond did sing it. When the right time comes, someone got charged for treason. And this is one situation that I heard.
No, sir. Liz?
It can be charged because he was making unilateral decision as if he was Prime Minister of the country and Minister of Justice.
Liz, we're going to follow up the one. We're not let it go, we're not left it. The trial will start April 15. We're in it like white pan rice. Thank you for your contribution, Liz. I soon close off your now. So we'll come back tomorrow, May I go home tomorrow, so we catch up. Yeah, man. All right, thank you.
I remember the brothers here, all Jamaica. Please remember the brothers in prayer, Mommy, the James.
Yeah, man.
I think they were twins, so they probably decided to go together.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, man, always be.
Yeah, rest in peace to Taz and condolences to him family. I don't think Taz had reached 45 yet. Why may I tell you, guys? But this situation right here, so very, very interesting. Very interesting. This man come sign a document February 22nd. There's a reason why I ask Liz, when was the election of 2016? Because I never remember, I know I did sometime in February. Liz say February 25th. Portia and Andrew Holness went to the Jamaican people. Right? And Bunting have signed this 3 days before the election. This kind of looks self-serving to me, Yes, it looks self-serving to me. And to see what happened at this man's residence. Look there. Whole heap, a whole heap, a whole heap of something that, guys. Look at the vehicle, look at the house, and look at the rooftop. How can anybody escape something like that? No, sir. And Bunting see that. Bunting see that. And sign away. Sign away justice, Jesus Christ. Sign away justice of a civilian in a Jamaica. So when you see them coming at talk about they love people, this is the love where they love people. This is the love where they love people. Very interesting days ahead, honestly. May I go watch that one here? Guys, this is Jamaica politics uncovered, Yes. So any little foolishness. No, I'm not going to take no call tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Because it's time I creep up. Tomorrow I'm going to take some calls. But we can continue this conversation, because me have something for go look on and go read. Right? I want to see when, according to them, them say emergency powers. And when emergency powers, you can do this and you can do that. But in the same breath, you would think that there would have been something from the head of the JDF or the head of that operation. You would think that there would have been some written document to Bunting telling him, what the soldiers went to do or something like that. Let's start there. And then maybe you would have seen a stamp or a seal or a signature from the justice minister, something from the state, from Jamaica, and not just from the security minister. 6 years later, yes. And this is the same man who his camp wrote and signed an illegal resignation letter document for his leader to step down. And you see people do these things, guys. We cannot take it lightly, because you see when them do that, Peter Phillips should have get some investigators on the case. That is forgery. And you see when they get away with those things, them do it worse and them do it more. The Constitutional Court spoke. When you go Google the document, make I tell you what the title of it, because me look and see how when the colonial master them put in that they sitting there, we say you as security minister can come right about good faith certificate for law enforcement people. Under the circumstance. Look at this. Look at this. Good faith certificate. Guys, no come back and talk to you tomorrow. As me say, sorry for the inconvenience. I spoke with you guys on Monday night. And then I didn't really plan to go anywhere, But then, when your picnic spoil, and they say move, you have to move. So, we're back on the schedule again. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow, and I'll let you know what I find on this idea that whenever there is an emergency, state of emergency, law enforcement can be pardoned when these things happen. May I look for it? Yes, may I go find it? Where in the history of Jamaica And any document that has been written for legal luminaries to follow, right? Where them say state of emergency, something like this can happen, and you just write immunity, give police and soldier. When a man lose them life, them we are here in a their house. So may I hope to find something. I will bring it back and tell you tomorrow. Yeah, here. Yes, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Please and thanks. And tomorrow, I will come back and talk to you. Take care of yourselves, guys.